The largest Apple product ever made is not something you'll be able to take home to enjoy, but it is something to behold. Apple Park is the company's second campus, built in Cupertino, California. It's one of the final products pitched by the late CEO Steve Jobs. The massive ring-shaped building is now an iconic symbol of Apple's dedication to design. Apple calls Cupertino, California home, and its main headquarters has been located at One Infinite Loop since 1993. In 2017, the company finished construction and officially moved its employees into the massive Spaceship campus called The Ring. Located in Cupertino, California, just down the freeway from its previous headquarters, the new building, dubbed Apple Park, is a single ring about a mile in circumference. It's set in a large campus that also features a massive fitness center and is landscaped with numerous plants and fruit trees. Apple plans to generally restrict access to the campus to its employees. Apple's new on-campus auditorium, originally expected to break ground in 2013 and open in 2015, the project was delayed and started in 2014. The campus opened for workers in April 2017. Apple cost a staggering $5 billion. The campus is 1 mile, 1.6 kilometers in circumference, with a diameter of 1,512 feet, 461 meters. The one circular building houses most employees. It is 4 stories above the ground and 3 stories underground. Around 83,000 square feet of space is for meetings and breakout spaces in the building. Norman Foster, the architect behind Apple's Cupertino HQ Apple Park, has massive 14,200 parking spots that is hidden from view. Apple Park, which has been compared to a UFO and the Pentagon, contains more than 2.8 million square feet of office space and can accommodate some 12,000 employees, and has a workspace that's been carefully overseen by Johnny Ive, Apple's chief design officer. Jobs, Apple's co-founder and former CEO, once said that the spaceship-like structure was Apple's shot at building the best office building in the world. And after about $5 billion in cost, Apple's ready to show off its new campus to the public. Early development and construction. The late CEO and co-founder Steve Jobs saw the rapid growth of the company and knew its current campus couldn't last. So, Apple purchased land formerly owned by Hewlett-Packard, a company important to Jobs' history, as he worked there as a summer intern. Steve Jobs personally presented an ambitious plan to the Cupertino City Council for building one of the largest office buildings in the world. The campus will be a fitness fanatic's paradise. Employees will have access to the miles of jogging and cycling trails that are arrayed across the campus, and also to on-site bikes that they can use to get around. The campus also has a gym and fitness center that cost more than $70 million to build, according to public permits. The stone that covers the gym, which is being trucked in from Kansas, is being distressed to make it look like that found at Jobs' favorite hotel in the park. Apple met many of its initial goals within its first presentation of the campus, although it took 2 years longer and went well over cost estimates. Sadly, Steve Jobs died only a few months after that meeting, and it is known as one of his last public appearances. The campus theater is named after him in remembrance. Throughout the construction process, Apple faced several challenges, from buying up all the available trees to city taxes coming into question. Final design and Johnny Ive. Johnny Ive was the chief design officer at Apple, and he has since left the company to start his own design firm. While Apple Park was under construction, Ive stepped away from leading the product design team to make a more personal interest in the construction and design of the new campus. Ive worked closely with the design firm Foster & Partners on his massive undertaking. His design influences are seen throughout the campus, and he speaks of Apple Park in this interview with Wallpaper magazine. As a design team, our goal has been, in some ways, to get design out of the way. Ive said, "We tried to define a solution that seems so inevitable that it does recede." He stated this referring to the philosophy that is behind everything Apple designs. Even the stairs received such scrutiny. "There are so many connections between floors," he continued. "There are light wells that go all the way down. You have visual connections to the floors and connections by the stairs." When discussing the building's flexibility, Ive states, "Our building is very configurable, and you can very quickly create large open spaces, or you can configure lots of smaller private offices. The building will change and it will evolve." The idea that the building could change as Apple changes was the driving factor behind much of the design. The Ring. This massive building features 845-foot tall round glass panels that connect all the way around the 4-story structure. Some of these panels function as large sliding doors, allowing for the interior to be exposed to the outdoors during nice weather. The ring uses base isolation to protect against earthquakes. The isolation system consists of 692 large steel saucers located 2 stories underground. This system is a modified version of Japan's and will protect the campus from all but the most severe earthquakes. The ring's interior hosts large rooms with glass walls and entryways, including wide open spaces that can be collapsed into smaller sections as needed. The ring is divided into 8 identical segments and surrounded by a hallway roughly 3/4 of a mile round. The ring uses natural ventilation to aid in making it the greeniest office building in the world, requiring no heating or cooling for 9 months out of the year. To further its green initiatives, Apple partnered with First Solar to provide 130 megawatts of clean energy to the campus and surrounding buildings. Design rules the campus from top to bottom and will influence the company moving forward. Other structures at Apple Park. The carbon fiber roof is the largest in the world, weighing 80 tons. Underneath the glass structure, underground, is an auditorium seating 1,000 people. The theater won the Structural Artistry Award in 2018. Visitor Center. The Apple Park Visitor Center overlooks the campus and is divided into 4 sections: a 10,000 square foot Apple Store, a 2,000 square foot cafe, an observation deck, and an area for an AR experience. The augmented reality area is a scale model of Apple Park that lets you view the campus via an iPad using AR software. The barn is a historical landmark moved and restored by Apple during Apple Park's construction. It was originally a part of a farmland that housed apricot, prune, and cherry orchards. The barn is now used for simple storage of groundskeeping tools, but still stands as a symbol of community and innovation at Apple Park. The Apple Park campus was meant to be the ultimate workspace for the thousands of employees it houses. It was also meant to be a marvel that visitors could enjoy when conducting work or traveling for keynotes. Starting with WWDC 2020, Apple held virtual conferences instead of inviting thousands of people to its campus. This allowed the company to expand its reach to more developers and consumers with highly produced videos rather than a stage performance. Drone footage and virtual screens made these conferences pop, with Apple Park serving as the perfect backdrop for Apple's major announcements. In March, in a progress report to the Cupertino City Council, Apple said the headquarters building, fitness center, auditorium, and garage were still being constructed. Although workers were slated to start occupying Apple Park in April, Apple didn't plan to move over all of the employees expected to work there at once. Instead, it planned to move them gradually between then and the end of the year. Meanwhile, the company said it didn't expect to complete the second phase of the project or the ancillary buildings until next year. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications to see more of our future videos. With that said, keep enjoying our videos, and I'll see you in the next video.